afternoon. I'm not sure where and when you're watching this, but hello. All right. So first thing we want to do, we want to start with our hands down by our sides, feet maybe shoulder width or just inside shoulder width apart. And I'm going to breathe into my belly. Three times. Good. This time I want to breathe in. I want to raise my arms up all the way to the ceiling. As I exhale, I'm going to let them down. Tap. Breathe in. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Okay, I'm going to step my foot back so that if you're looking from the side, I'm in a little bit of a lunge here. I'm going to lean forward a little bit and I'm going to take my arms out to the side and I'm going to rotate. So I'm going to breathe in as I rotate, breathe in. As I exhale, I'm going to turn. Once I run out of breath, I'm going to turn back. One more. Good, I'm gonna step together, shake my arms out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna step back with the opposite leg, a little bit of hinge, my arms come back up to the side, I'm gonna breathe in. Turn on the exhale. Breathe in as I come back. Turn on the exhale. Good, now I'm going to step together. I'm going to lean forward, like I'm going to try to touch my toes. I'm going to breathe in. Now, come back up real quick. I'm going to breathe in and this. We're going to do 5 breaths, okay? So I'm going to breathe into my diaphragm, which is this lower part of my belly. I'm gonna breathe in to lift my body up, and then as I exhale, I'm gonna fold a little farther forward or back to where I started, okay? So, bear with me here. We're gonna bend over, hips back, get yourself down, relax, okay? Now, breathe in, you'll notice I've gotta come up a little bit to make room for my air, and then I'm gonna exhale a little farther, and then breathe in. Exhale a little farther. Breathe in. Exhale a little farther. One more time. Good. Now bend your knees to place your hands on your mat or the floor, and you're going to step back into a tabletop position, okay? So tabletop position means I'm on all fours, and I'm going to be here. And what I'm going to do is take my right foot out to the side, and I'm just going to sit back a little bit, okay? I'm going to try to keep my back straight, okay? So if you're looking at me from the side, I got my foot out to the side. Now, I'm going to sit back, okay? So notice how my back stays relatively flat, and I'm not going like that, okay? I'm shifting back. It's not a huge movement, but I'm stretching that inside part of my leg. I'm coming back, and I'm going to switch sides, okay? Again, I'm going to shift back, keep my back flat, feel the stretch down the inside of my legs, come back up, shift back one more time. Good. Come forward, back into that tabletop. All right, and now what I'm going to do is extend that back leg out. And I'm going to keep this nice, strong posture in my chest. and I'm just gonna lift this back leg up off the ground, okay? Now, I don't wanna bend my back, okay? I'm working on strength here, good posture, and I'm just gonna lift, squeeze my glute. That butt backside, right? That 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Bring that knee in. Slide the other one out. Get it straight. Make sure you're still strong in the chest. And you're going to lift that 5 times. Squeeze that glute at the top. Don't arch your back. One more time. Good. Bring that in. Now you're going to take your knees wide. So if you've got a mat, they may be at the edges of your mat. If you're going to be a little bit together, and we're just going to sit back. Try to touch our head to the floor. Lengthen the hands are reaching out, pressing into the ground. My head's on the floor. Okay. Good. Now, I'm going to bend this right or left arm. I'm going to place it on the back of my head. And I'm going to bring this arm out to the side. And I'm going to rotate up. Back. It's almost like I'm using that opposite elbow as a hinge. One more time. Good. Switch arms, hands. Okay. Rotate up. Now, if this is too difficult for you, it is A-okay to start here, arm out to the side, and rotate up. Okay? So, whatever works for you, you can do it like this, or you can go back down to the floor. Okay? Hand down, head down, and then pivot off that elbow. Okay? One more time, and then we'll... Good. Okay? Now, we're going to sit up on our hands. We're going to take our arms out to the side, okay? And we're going to rotate it like I'm touching the back of my head. Back. Shoulder and back. Now, one thing I'm doing here, if I turn back to the side, my shoulder blades are strong, okay? Now, I'm just working on this range of motion here, but I'm keeping good, solid structure to my back, all right? And so we're gonna go a couple more times, okay? Now, if you need to be up like this because of knee issues or something, that's okay too, but we just wanna work here, okay? Tap, reach. Okay, so now we'll do it a couple more times each side. Good, okay? Now, we're going to drop our arms, shake them out a little bit. I'm going to come into a half kneeling position, all right? And I'm going to tuck my pelvis under and lean forward. Come back. Tuck my pelvis under, lean forward. Don't let that pelvis go once we lean. We're going to tuck it under and lean forward, okay? Now, I'm not like, I'm making some crazy back. I'm just tucking under and pulling that forward. Really getting a stretch down this hip flexor, down the front of our quad. Good. All right, so we'll switch legs. Again, tuck the pelvis under, pull forward. Rock back, tuck the pelvis under, pull forward. And we haven't said anything about breathing, but this whole time I want to just be breathing nice and smooth. In, and as I lean forward, out. In, and as I lean forward, out. All right, fantastic. Okay, so now we're going to come back up to our feet. All right, feet are going to be just outside shoulder width apart. All right, these are called Bootstrappers. These are one of my favorite exercises. All right. So I'll turn sideways so you can get a little bit of an idea of how I'm standing here. But I'm going to bend over and grab my tops of my shoes, okay? Or you can grab your shins, but tops of your shoes are preferred, okay? Now, I'm going to keep my elbows pressed into my shins, and I'm gonna sit down, pushing my knees away from the middle, and I'm gonna get my butt down as low as possible, okay? Now, if this is something semi-comfortable, we wanna rotate our chest up as high as possible, okay? And then we're gonna drop our chest, push our hips to the ceiling, hold onto our toes, and then we're gonna return back and down into this position, all right? Chest up. Sometimes I like to open my arms up like this. Really gets my chest open, all right? And then I'm gonna sit back, press back up to the top, and then sit back down into that squat. Okay, one more. Drop back down. Try to be comfortable. Breathing is super important in this one. Then as I go to press up, my inhale comes in, and then my exhale. And then I'm gonna come up. A great way to judge the movement of your stretch is by breath, okay? So if you can't breathe in a position, then that position is probably too intense for you. So what you want to do is find a way in a position and a movement that you can breathe within, okay? So if I go down into this position, all right, and I go to here, and when I come back up, I'm like, and this starts to turn my face red, and that may be all the farther I can go. All right, and we'll have to work in that. So then you focus more on the breath than the movement itself in that. All right, awesome. So let's do a couple more dynamic things here to get ready for you. I am going to grab my little orange stick. It's not so little. All right, I'm gonna move my mat back because I always think it works a little bit better this way. This is gonna be out here, and I'm just gonna start to swing my leg forward and back, okay? Now, I'm gonna go from the side so you can see this. I'm swinging my leg forward and back, but I'm not like, there's not a lot of movement, okay? It's just toe stays forward. Good, we'll switch sides. You don't necessarily need this either. You can stand here like that. But a lot of times we don't gain mobility because we never get relaxed enough to be comfortable in that position. So what this is doing here is just knows I'm not gonna fall. I've kind of got my points of structure. So I can focus more on staying in proper posture, getting my leg swing going here. Good. Okay, and so we'll do one more, right, in this sense. So now I'm going to cross my leg over a little bit, come out. Now, I like these because I notice you're not really swifting or doing anything like that or over shifting. I'm just getting it across the front, and then when I come up, I'm only taking it as far as I can like lift. Okay, so I'm not like, there's not a bunch of movement here. It's across, open, across and open. Good. More switch sides. Good. All right. Last thing. All right. So I want to get a little bit of my shoulder and neck. So I'm just going to do some nice circles with my shoulder and my neck, head, and I'm not going fast. I'm just kind of trying to feel goods and bads and what's going on. And I just rotate both ways. I'm going to do 5 to 10. Good. Now, I don't think there's any magic number of reps or things that get you to the perfect readiness and that. But I also think that as you condition yourself and build yourself and work on your body, you will train yourself to be more ready or more, how do I say this? You'll train yourself to be ready to go to or call to action when you're ready. The idea of having a mobile body is that whenever your body's called into action, it can withstand whatever you're going to put it through, okay? So I always use the cheetah or leopard. Kelly Starlet, supple leopard is huge on this, but a leopard doesn't stretch before it attacks, right? So what happens in that time frame when you have to run from something or something surprises you? If your body's not used to or doesn't have the capabilities of doing that, that's when we pull muscles. That's when we hurt stuff, right? So as you start to use your warm-up, you want to build it into a flow that you feel comfortable in, that your body, we're making our body ready to be reactive and to handle adverse conditions, okay? So when we're stretching, we're not just stretching to lengthen the muscle, we're stretching to give it the elasticity that it needs to react to an intense call to action, all right? So that's today's mobility. Sorry if we went off in a little rant. Give it a try. Let me know how you feel. If you have any suggestions or anything that you want to work on, let me know. I'm happy to help. I'll talk to you guys later. Let's get mobile.